Shortly before 11 a.m. this morning, Waite Park Elementary School received a phone call from a male indicating that he was planning on showing up at the school armed with an AR-15 and shooting everything he sees moving. Officers from the 2nd Precinct immediately responded, as well as our SWAT team, and began securing the perimeter. Officers began gathering information and were able to develop a possible suspect who was known to 2 individuals at the school. Investigators from our gun investigations unit were able to identify a potential vehicle owned by the suspect. They checked locations, a location they believed he may have lived at about 2 miles from the school, and then used license plate readers to determine that the suspect's vehicle was actually in Missouri. About 1:45 p.m., through working with the Jackson County Sheriff's Office in Missouri, the suspect was taken into custody and is being held on terroristic threats charges. We have received assistance from the ATF here in Minnesota, as well as the ATF in Missouri. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Minnesota assisted us as well. The school was placed into lockdown and did send notice to parents. Officers remained on the scene until every student was able to leave, and that was actually after the suspect was already in custody. There is no doubt, and we are well aware, that there's extreme fear and anxiety from students, parents, teachers, and staff. Many are still very anxious, as we are in the recent shadow of the Annunciation Church shooting that targeted so many children there. So we're grateful to all of our law enforcement today who assisted us, including the ATF, the U.S. Attorney's Office, Hennepin County intelligence analysts, and the Jackson County Sheriff's Office in Missouri. We're also grateful for the teachers and staff who enacted safety procedures to keep those children and themselves safe. We take every threat seriously, and I want to be clear, if you make these threats against a school, against a house of worship in our city, we will act swiftly, and we will employ every tool available to all of law enforcement to find you, arrest you, and bring you to justice as quickly as possible. And that's exactly what happened today. And with that, I'll take any questions.
What school is this?
At Waite Park Elementary School, Northeast Minneapolis.
Was there any evidence if this person was actually going to go through with it, or they were out?
The suspect and his vehicle was in Missouri at this time. However, he does have a connection to 2 individuals that were at the school. And he did have a residence about 2 miles from the school.
Okay.
So it was a very serious potential threat.
Look, it's terrifying. We're grateful that all the students and faculty at Waite Park Elementary are safe at home. I'm grateful to the Minneapolis police officers that responded within minutes to make sure that they were doing everything possible to keep people safe. And it's all the more scary, especially just on the heels of the shooting over at Annunciation. The message to families is that your kids are safe and our city is here for you. Our job, police officers' job, is to keep people safe during these difficult circumstances that, yes, are in fact terrifying, and in this case, they did exactly that.
Thank you.
Chief, different thing is that there's been overall crime trends like shootings and homicides are down in the city. This comes after, though, like amid this time when there's been all these mass shootings. I guess I'm just wondering your take on balancing those 2 things in your mind. Are you encouraged by the overall trends?
The last few weeks have been terrible. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We're standing here at Shiloh Temple on West Broadway, a church who had many times over years has had bullets hit the building here. In North Minneapolis today, year to date, we've had the lowest number of shooting victims since the city has been tracking shooting victims. South Minneapolis, the 3rd precinct, is still below the number of shooting victims this year compared to last year, as well as compared to the average of the last 3 years. So it is trending down. The only precinct that does have an increase in shootings right now is the 5th precinct, where the church shooting happened and where the numbers tend to be very low. So there's been a number of arrests for a lot of the violence that we have seen recently. 2 arrests were made for the encampment shooting. There's been 3 arrests, 1 shooter at the mass shooting outside Cristo Rey. There's been an arrest in the homicide that happened immediately before the church shooting early in the morning at Hennepin and 8th. So there's been a whole lot of investigative work to get shooters off the street and to bring them to justice. And because of the mayor, we've gotten extra help now from the state to target the areas where a lot of this has been happening in South Minneapolis. We've got troopers committed to increasing police presence. We've got BCA agents. We've got sheriff's deputies helping patrol us. And the mayor has got a restraining order now, so that encampment can't be there, as well as securing the area off of 35 by Lake Street, which I'm sure the residents have seen has been the cleanest it's been in years. So we're doing everything we can to address the spike, but the overall picture is, yes, overall violence, all categories of violence still remains down year to date, as well as property crime. Yeah. The only increase the city has had year to date has been a slight increase in destruction of property because of the sprees that we had with kids going around breaking car windows.
Do you think the perception, though, just
the perception is different? Absolutely.
With like having those mass shootings.
Absolutely. The mass shootings are terrible. Any individual shooting is terrible. Any murder is terrible. Let alone to have one mass shooting, let alone a number of them in such a short period of time, is overwhelming for the community.
And what it shows you is that the progress we're making is fragile.
Yes.
We can see trends going dramatically down in terms of shootings and homicides, and we're standing here on the north side right now, and as the chief said, we are looking at the safest year on record, at the very least since 2007 and probably before then. And at the same time, when you have a couple weeks like we've had, it's both the perception and the reality. People need to feel safe in our city, and when you have a school and/or church shooting, when you have a bunch of people get shot at a homeless encampment, it's horrific. Mm-hmm. And so the progress is very real, and it's fragile.
Mm-hmm. Wait, how can you say it's the safest year on record, though? Like
in terms of shooting victims, the city has only tracked shooting victims specifically for the last 17 years. Okay. Before that, they were tracked either as an assault or a homicide.
So to clarify, at least since 2007
for shootings. Okay. And you made arrests in the encampment shooting?
Yes.
When was that? I didn't. Do you know when that was? Or can you say?
We have not announced that yet.
Okay.
I apologize.
Okay.
Yeah. But we do have a person in custody.
Is that one? Or?
We have one person in custody. We had already arrested an individual that was aiding the offender. Okay,
but no arrest in the other one that day, the Greenway, or near the Greenway one?
I don't believe there's one at the Lake and Stevens, though.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right.
So we did arrest a person yesterday.
We have not announced what we have announced.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. That's all I got.
And when it comes to that, we know the public is eager to hear.
Yeah.
And we will be sending out updates like we did just recently on the Clinton and 29th arrest. We will certainly put that out once everything is public and released.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.